Welcome to Guatemala City, where ancient history and modern life collide in unexpected and unforgettable ways. Today, we're stepping into the heart of Mayan civilization through one of the most fascinating museums in the country, El Museo Popol Vuh. So today I am on the campus of Francisco Marroquin. I think that's how it's pronounced, and I am going to the Popol Vuh Museum. Popol Vuh is the Mayan creation story. The Popol Vuh, the sacred text of the Quiche Mayans and namesake of the museum, is a foundational work of Mesoamerican cosmology. It blends myth, history, and spirituality to reveal the deep relationship between gods and humans. Once passed down orally, it was preserved through 16th century transcription, safeguarding Mayan wisdom for future generations. The Popol Vuh Museum offers an immersive look into the daily life, beliefs, and artistry of the ancient Mayans. Spanning the classic, pre-classic, and post-classic periods, its artifacts reflect the civilization's evolution and widespread cultural connections, including ties to the Olmecs and Teotihuacan, highlighting the Mayans' enduring influence across Mesoamerica. In Mayan culture, the jaguar was a powerful and revered symbol, embodying strength, dominance, the mysteries of the night, death, and the underworld. Closely linked to rulers, warriors, and even deities, this majestic creature held a central place in Mayan cosmology. This particular sculpture, depicting a jaguar with a maize cob atop its head, was a common motif in late pre-classic sculptures featuring vertical pedestals. The representation of maize is more than mere symbolism. It reflects the fundamental role this crop played in Mayan society, serving as the cornerstone of their sustenance and daily life. I found these funerary urn covers, adorned with the effigies of newborn jaguars, absolutely captivating. Beyond their undeniable charm, they carry profound symbolism, representing both the beginning and the end of life, a poignant reflection of the Mayan understanding of the life cycle. This burial tradition was widely practiced in the northern region of Guatemala, serving as a testament to the deep spiritual and cultural significance the Mayans placed on death, renewal, and the natural world. This funeral urn cover bears the striking effigy of a water lily jaguar, a powerful symbol of the underworld. Adorned with intricate imagery, these urns often feature skulls, sacred hills, and creatures intimately connected to the realm of the dead. This worn stele from Caminal Huyu is a striking composition of iconographic elements, deeply rooted in Mayan cosmology. At its center, a jaguar with formidable teeth emerges from a cave, sacred portals to the spiritual world. To the ancient Mayans, caves were the very source of wind, the breath of life exhaled by hills and mountains. This display showcases a carved deer and a ceramic representation, highlighting the profound significance of the deer within the Mayan cosmovision. Revered in Mayan culture, The deer frequently appears as a symbol of fertility, sacrifice, and cosmic balance. Its hunt served as a powerful metaphor for capturing enemies, while it was considered the ultimate offering in ritual ceremonies. In Mayan mythology, the deer is intimately tied to both creation and fertility. One legend recounts how a deer, in a celestial act, kicked the moon between her legs, forming her reproductive organs, an event that led to the first union between the sun and the moon, marking the dawn of sexuality itself. This weathered altar features a depiction of a deer alongside the number 4, symbolizing a specific date on a sacred Mayan calendar in the ancient city of Cozumel, Guapa. The intricate carvings on the altar reflect the deep connection between time, ritual, and the natural world in Mayan cosmology. Mushroom stones were likely integral to sacred rituals in which hallucinogenic mushrooms were consumed to facilitate communication with the supernatural. These enigmatic carvings, often sculpted into human or animal forms, such as monkeys, birds, or other creatures, reflecting the deep spiritual and shamanic traditions of the ancient Mayans. For Mesoamerican civilizations, the eagle was the ultimate symbol of power and transcendence, revered for its majestic ability to soar above the clouds and draw near to the sun. It was intimately linked to the heavens, embodying divine strength, vision, and a connection to celestial forces. This pot-bellied sculpture from Communal Huyu is a striking example of a recurring artistic motif in Middle to late pre-classic Mesoamerican sculpture. Depictions of obese human figures with closed eyes are ubiquitous in Communal Huyu and along the Pacific coast, suggesting a deeper cultural or spiritual significance. These corpulent forms may represent a revered deity, possibly embodying themes of abundance, fertility, or the mystical forces of the underworld. In Mesoamerican mythology, the crocodile was closely linked to the earth, often symbolizing the primordial forces of creation and stability. This striking sculpture, set upon an upright pedestal, depicts a mythical being with a human body and the head of an alligator, an embodiment of both terrestrial and supernatural realms. This is a grinding stone. Since the dawn of settled life, grinding stones have been essential household tools, used to process corn and other staple foods. This particular grinding stone, adorned with the figure of a toad, is deeply tied to themes of water and fertility, elements central to Mesoamerican belief systems. Originating in Communal Huyu, this sculpture portrays a tropical black toad, a species known for inflating itself when threatened. From the earliest times, toads held significant religious symbolism in ancient Mesoamerica. The giant toad was especially revered for its potent hallucinogenic secretions, released from glands at the back of its head. The volutes carved at the corners of the toad's mouth may symbolize this mystical substance, reinforcing its connection to altered states of consciousness and spiritual transformation. At sites like Izapa and Communal Huyu, toads frequently appear on monumental altars and are often depicted alongside stela, underscoring their enduring role in Mesoamerican cosmology. The Mayans inherited the concept of a rain god from the Olmecs, who depicted a powerful supernatural figure blending human and jaguar traits. According to scholars, this enigmatic being was deeply connected to the forces of earth, water, and agriculture, fundamental elements of Mesoamerican life. Distinctive features such as a human body with amphibian head and scales, long fangs, flamboyant eyebrows, a forked tongue, and a bulbous nose characterize this deity, elements that would later become defining attributes of Chak, the formidable Mayan god of rain. These early representations highlight the enduring influence of Olmec iconography on Mayan religious traditions, shaping their vision of divine forces that governed nature and sustenance. Though broken, this artifact from Communal Huyu still vividly embodies Iku, the revered Mayan wind god. Carved in low relief, one side of the fragment features the profile of a figure exhaling two pairs of symmetrical volutes, an artistic representation of his vital and divine breath. This ethereal force, both life-giving and sacred, underscores the profound connection between wind, spirit, and the sustaining power of nature in Mayan cosmology. Though weathered and broken, this altar tells the story of Aj-Wosul-Chan Kinish, who ruled the city of Naranjo between 546 and 615 CE. While the altar commemorates the most important events of his reign, the narrative begins more than 21,000 years in the past with the enthronement of the mythical founder of the Naranjo royal dynasty. This ancestral prelude establishes a divine lineage, setting the stage for the king's own achievements, building dedications, military victories, and grand celebrations, ensuring his legacy was forever woven into the fabric of Mayan history. In Mayan culture, bats, known as zots, were potent symbols of darkness, supernatural power, and the underworld, embodying the realms of night, death, and sacrifice. This striking sculpture, colloquially known as Lord Bat in the Quiche language, likely once adorned the roof of a building at the ancient site of Copan. Its presence would have served as a powerful reminder of the bat's mystical significance, bridging the mortal world with the shadowy depths of the underworld in Mayan cosmology. This intricately marked sculpture, dating to the late pre-classic period from Communal Huyu, offers a glimpse into the deep-rooted tradition of tattoos and body painting in the Mayan world. These forms of body art were widely practiced across the region, often linked to sacred rituals, ceremonial dances, theatrical performances, banquets, and even warfare. Pre-Columbian lapidaries produced an array of personal adornments, meticulously assembling beads of various shapes and sizes into elaborate necklaces and bracelets. Jade ear spools, both personal embellishments and objects of profound ritual significance, were often depicted with precious wind or sound emanating from them, underscoring their spiritual and ceremonial role. Miniature beads carved into human heads showcased the extraordinary skill of Mayan artisans. Tubular beads of various dimensions found at sites along the Pacific coast adorned both the elite and the sacred, further emphasizing the cultural and artistic depth of Mesoamerican jewelry. Marble and alabaster were expertly crafted into both jewelry and ceremonial vessels, their smooth, luminous surfaces evoking purity and reverence. During the Classic period, the exquisite Ulua-style marble vases of Honduras gained prominence, their refined craftsmanship and intricate designs making them highly valued across the Mayan region. Widely distributed among elite and ritual spaces, these vessels served not only as functional objects, but also as symbols of status, sacred offerings, and connections to the divine. Each exquisite piece interred in royal burials carried profound significance. Jade, for its association with immortality. Alabaster, for its luminous purity. Shells, for their connection to water and fertility. And obsidian, for its sharp brilliance and ritual power. Together, these objects reflected the elite status of the deceased, ensuring their journey into the afterlife was marked by wealth, reverence, and divine favor. Obsidian blades played a vital role in daily life, prized for their razor-sharp edges and versatile applications. Craftsmen, mastering the art of lithic production, recognized that prismatic forms offered superior efficiency, each ridge yielding multiple cutting surfaces compared to their flat counterparts. Through the meticulous use of percussion and pressure flaking, they refined raw obsidian into elongated, prismatic blades, maximizing both material use and functionality. This technique not only extended the lifespan of each core, but also ensured a continuous supply of precision tools essential for ritual, craft, and survival. A diverse array of hard stones were skillfully fashioned into hatchets, serving as indispensable tools for a range of domestic tasks and the carving of various materials. Among the most extraordinary artifacts is a serpent-shaped obsidian knife crafted from the rare green obsidian found in the extinct volcanoes of Mexico's Sierra de las Navajas range. This prized material, celebrated for its luminous hue and razor-sharp edge, was imported from the great city of Teotihuacan. There, similar knives were ceremonially placed as offerings in the Pyramid of the Moon, underscoring their ritual significance and the intricate networks of trade, craftsmanship, and spiritual devotion that defined ancient Mesoamerican civilizations. Once upon a time, in a village nestled between emerald jungles and the whispering sea, a young girl named Ishik eagerly awaited the birth of her baby brother. Her mother, swollen with life, sang lullabies to the unborn child beneath the thatched roof of their home. Ishik imagined a brother with bright eyes and a laughter like falling rain. But when the day arrived and the midwives gathered, silence fell upon the hut. The baby was unlike any other. His skin shimmered with emerald and gold, covered in delicate scales instead of flesh. His fingers were sinuous, and his eyes, deep and ancient, held the glint of something beyond human. Yet, Ishik, unshaken, held her baby brother close. "He is my kin," she said. "I will care for him." And so she did. She fed him, played with him, and whispered secrets to him beneath the shade of the ceiba tree. But as the boy grew, it became clear he was not meant for the world of men. He could alter his appearance. He never stumbled, never cried, never faltered. His body stretched longer with each passing moon. The animals of the jungle bowed in his presence, and the winds stirred when he breathed. Then, one day, he spoke. "Sister," he said, his voice like rustling leaves and distant thunder. "I do not belong here. The ocean calls me home." Ishik felt the weight of his words, but she did not weep. She only took his hand, warm and pulsing with unseen power, and walked with him toward the sea. "I will not be gone," he promised. "When the earth trembles, know that I am still here with you." With that, he walked into the waves, his body unfurling into the depths as Ishak watched. Years passed. The people spoke of the girl whose brother had become something greater. And just as he had promised, from time to time, the earth would shake and the waters would rise. But Ishak never feared, for she knew her brother had not left her. He had become Kukulkan, the feathered serpent, the god of storms, wisdom, and renewal. And though he now belonged to the divine, this Communal Huyu monument shows his spirit would always remain near, whispering through the rustling leaves, rolling with the thunder, and stirring the waters of the sacred land. Everything in this place stands as a testament to the sophistication of the Mayan civilization. Its art, its intellect, its sense of the sacred. And yet we came perilously close to losing it all. The final chapters of this museum lead inevitably to the Spanish conquest of Guatemala in the early 16th century. A moment when an entire world was nearly erased. Had the conquistadors succeeded entirely in their mission, the Mayan language, culture, and people might have vanished from history. One can easily discern the aftermath of this collision in the art that followed. Works marked by gilded objects, crowns, crosses, angels, saints, and the figure of Christ. These symbols tell of a new era imposed upon the old. Yet, in every ending, there is a new beginning. The resilience of Mayan identity, surviving in defiance of erasure, speaks not only to the endurance of a people, but to the unbreakable threads of memory and tradition woven through time.
I am leaving the museum, the Popol Vuh Museum. There is so much stuff in there to see. There is so much stuff in there to learn. I don't want to say it's overwhelming because it's not. I just really wish I had hours to spend in there so I could read every single caption. So catching up with Mom downstairs. Okay. Do you feel like you learned anything in there?
This was a very extensive coverage of the Mayan history.
Yeah, there's so much stuff in there.
Too much to absorb in this short period of time, but I thoroughly enjoyed the way the outline was planned for us to follow. I learned a lot. Don't know how soon or how quickly I could relate all of that, but it was extremely interesting and I thought informative.
Yeah, I really liked how it was laid out because we started off with the Mayan stuff and then it ended with the Spanish conquest. which is the logical conclusion of the museum, so that made a lot of sense. I also really liked that everything was in both Spanish and English.
Yes.
So it was very easy to understand as much as possible what was going on, but I just wish we had more time.
The displays were beautiful.
Yeah, and I met the curator
Wonderful.
at the top. He was a lovely person. He spoke very little English, but he was great.
The Popol Vuh Museum is nestled within the quiet grounds of a university campus, its treasures surrounded by the rhythm of academic life. I mentioned to my mother that I wanted to take a moment to wander and absorb the atmosphere. She, ever practical, replied with a gentle prompt, "It's getting dark, so make it quick."
So Francisco Marroquin University is a private university. There are about 3,000 students. It's named after Francisco Marroquin, who was a 16th century bishop. I am walking around the grounds just a little bit. Because it's getting dark, I'm trying to hurry up and get back to Mom so we can get out of here. But this campus is absolutely gorgeous. It's giving me my undergraduate vibes. I went to a private school for undergrad, and it was a garden similar to what this appears to be. Everything is lush and green. It feels like an oasis in the middle of Guatemala City. Do you remember the undergrad that shall not be named?
Yes.
Looks just like that.
Really?
Gorgeous.
Oh my goodness.
It is ridiculous. In fact, I think it's more beautiful. Yeah. I wonder if it's as expensive, but it's stunning.
My goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Okay. Are you
Dinner?
ready? Yes.
Dinner? Cayalá. Back to Cayalá.
Yes.
I feel compelled to take a moment to acknowledge the utter chaos that is Guatemala City traffic. As someone from Atlanta, I'm no stranger to congestion, but this defies even my expectations. If a rideshare app claims your driver will arrive in 10 minutes, prepare for 20. If it estimates a 20-minute journey, settle in for 40. There's no true rush hour to strategize around. This is simply the city's natural state. To make matters worse, Cayalá, with all its polished charm, sits well outside the heart of the city, far from most major attractions. Getting there and back is its own ordeal. And, as if the gridlock weren't enough, some drivers apparently think it's perfectly acceptable to stop for gas mid-ride. Patience isn't just a virtue here, it's a survival skill.
Saw some lightning up there. There are plenty of places here to duck in, so I'm not too worried about it.
Once we returned to Cayalá, I had the familiar challenge of finding a restaurant that would suit both Mom and me. While she doesn't share my dietary restrictions, she more than makes up for it with her maddening pickiness. Thankfully, I managed to find a spot that caters to us both. Tonight, we're having Mexican. Still, just because there's something Mom can eat doesn't mean helping her choose it will be easy.
Gracias. Perfecto. Okay, so this page, that's all fish. And this page, all chicken. Do you see anything? You saw the chicken? Okay, I think you should stick with the chicken page. All right, this one comes with vegetables sauteed.
Okay. I was looking at the enchilada.
Okay, so if you get that one, we have to say sin queso, because that's cheese, and it comes with refried beans.
Okay. So which one, quesadillas, which one are you talking about?
The enchiladas is the one that comes with the cheese on it. The al mole has sauteed vegetables, no cheese.
Yeah, that's what I had last night. That was expected. So that's why I didn't want to do
¿Qué tal?
Bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Gracias, todo bien. A la orden. ¿Algo de tomar? ¿Algo to drink? Special. Tenemos special noche de sangría, que es una noche de sangría, tinta.
We had sangria yesterday. Margarita, colada, para mí.
And I'll do the sangria. I'll just say
Sangria, margarita, colada.
¿Tinta o blanca? La sangría,
Do you want it pink or white, the sangria?
white, tinta. ¿Tinta?
Pink, pinta.
okay. I'm gonna do this one right here. Monterey.
All right, so that's a maize tortilla, carnita, yeah, corn. All right, slow cooked meat covered in salsa. Okay, so you want to get it without, so sin queso, and also with mushrooms again.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. Para mi madre, enchiladas Monterey, pero sin queso y champignon.
Champiñones.
Sí, es posible.
Yes.
Okay, gracias.
Orden.
And para mí, un. Gracias.
Ahorita le voy
I need to hurry up and drink that. Don't want any of that to go to waste.
To use biblical terminology, my cup literally overfloweth. The first sip of the margarita colada hits with the bright, zesty tang of lime and the sweet saltiness of the margarita, quickly followed by the creamy sweetness of coconut and pineapple from the piña colada. The tequila adds warmth and depth, while the coconut smooths it out into a velvety finish.
Gracias. Okay, so enchiladas Monterrey. Sí.
Champiñones y queso.
Sin, yes, gracias. Y para mí, burrito vegetarian. Okay, so burrito con
Vegetariano.
sin queso, aguacate y frijoles y arroz, champiñones, sí, sin queso, sin lechuga.
Guacamole.
I said aguacate. Oh, enchiladas Monterrey, también aguacate.
Aguacate.
Sí.
Con mucho gusto.
Gracias.
Repito, burrito vegetariano, no lechuga, no queso.
Sí.
Con champiñones, vegetales, arroz.
Sí.
¿sí? Y enchilada Monterrey. No queso, con champiñones y aguacate.
Perfecto.
A la orden.
Gracias.
A la orden.
Thank you.
A la orden para servirle. Thank you.
Red and green tortilla chips arrived as a vibrant starter, their festive hues echoing the warmth of the setting. Lightly salted and perfectly crisp, they paired beautifully with the rich, earthy black bean dip, creamy, with just a hint of spice. Together, they made the perfect companion to my margarita colada, the chip's crunch and the dip's savoriness balancing the cocktail's tropical sweetness and citrusy bite.
Muchas gracias.
Orden. Picante. Bueno,
¿Picante?
exacto.
Okay. Gracias.
Buen provecho a la orden. A la orden.
How's it look, Mom?
It looks great. Goodness.
My beautiful vegetarian burrito arrived like a gift wrapped in a warm golden flour tortilla. Plump and perfectly packed with everything I love and blissfully free of anything I don't. Inside, tender black beans mingled with sautéed vegetables, earthy mushrooms, creamy avocado, fluffy rice, and vibrant salsas, creating a medley of textures and flavors in every bite. On the side, a portion of sweet corn sprinkled with cayenne pepper added a sunny contrast, while a pale, avocado-based sauce offered a creamy finish with a subtle, satisfying kick. A delicate heat that lingered just long enough to be memorable.
This is perfect. This is exactly what I needed.
And so, our day winds to a close, full of ancient echoes and the subtle lessons history continues to offer. From the sacred texts of the Popol Vuh to the intricately carved urns and enduring symbols of the Mayan world, today was a journey through time. One that revealed not only the sophistication of a lost civilization, but the quiet resilience of a culture that refuses to be forgotten. Tonight, just steps from our hotel, I sat with my mother over a table of Mexican food, grateful for the small victories, a meal we could both enjoy, and a day that fed both the mind and the soul. Stay curious, be inspired, find freedom, wander elsewhere. I'll see you in the next one. Would you visit the Popol Vuh Museum? Comment below. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more awesome content. I'd love to hear your feedback, so drop your thoughts or respond to the prompt in the comments.